Hi and welcome to Academy of Sound. Once again I'm with Chris Calcutt, UK product specialist with Focusrite Novation. Hello there Chris.
Hey Steve.
And you've got another exclusive for us, I believe.
Absolutely, I've brought along the brand new Novation Launchkey keyboard.
Wonderful. Now Novation, we know them for the Remote series, we know them for the Impulse series, we know them for the SLs.
Yeah, of course.
And the Nocturne series as well. So what's so special about this brand new Launchkey?
Okay, well the Novation Launchkey, it's available in 3 different sizes. We've got 25, 49, 61. And the Launchkey uses a brand new feature called In Control to take control of your DAW software.
Right.
Alongside that, it is fully self-powered from the iPad as well, so it's perfect for any iPad apps that you might want to work with.
Excellent.
Including the 2 Novation Launchpad and Launchkey apps, which are available for free on the iTunes App Store.
Let's emphasise that they're free apps that are available.
They're free apps, yeah.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, it just brings a whole new level of control, but at a really good price point as well.
Excellent stuff.
So yeah, so I mean we've got the launch keys, then we have the Impulse keyboards, and then we have the SL range. So it's just brought another range to the family.
Fantastic. So can you take us in closer? Let's take a proper look at this board.
I'd love to, definitely.
Fantastic.
So we'll see that we've got the orange lit pads here, and these show me that I've got things loaded into the clips within the Launchpad app. So I can trigger these, and then they'll turn green to show me that they're playing. I can then use the encoders to actually change the sound. So I can use a filter sweep on this first track here. We'll add some more to it. So it gives me a deep level of control over the sounds. I can use the fast forward and rewind keys to move up and down. And also the fade is over on this side to control the volumes of the tracks. Alongside this integration into the Launchpad app, we also have access to all the controls of the synthesizer, the Launchkey app. If I want to control the parameters of the synth itself, I can turn the In Control light off, and now I'll be accessing the Launchkey app itself. If I need to go back to the Launchpad app, I can just turn this back on, and then I've got full control over the Launchpad app. If I want to reach the effects within the Launchpad, I can press the red button here, and then if I turn it on the screen here, we can now see that these 16 drum pads represent the 16 pads at the bottom, and this gives us access to a whole range of stutter effects and filter effects. I can then use these drum pads to actually start to build up an arrangement on the fly. Using the transport controls on the far right, I can use the fast forward and rewind buttons to move up and down my clip launching area and then trigger fresh clips. If I want to trigger a whole scene of sounds, again I can navigate down to a section that has a whole scene of clips already loaded in, and I can use one of the circular buttons to actually trigger that whole scene. The second row of drum pads that we have will allow me to actually deactivate clips or stop them. So I'll just turn those on. And if I need to stop all of the clips at one time, I can use this second circular button here, which will stop all clips. As I mentioned, also we have transport controls here, and these are ideal for being able to hit play, stop, fast forward and rewind within your DAW software. In the centre of all the controls that we have, you'll see 3 in control buttons. In control is the real power behind the Launchkey keyboard and is the automatic mapping of all the parameters in your software directly to the encoders and faders. If, however, I don't particularly want to use the preset parameters, I can turn off the in control, and that will then allow me to assign my own personal preference to the encoders. So for example, if I want to set up my own personal mapping of the controls, it's very easy to do so. In Ableton, I can just simply go into MIDI mapping mode, click on the parameter that I want to control, move the encoder. This will learn the encoder to that particular control, and now I have full control over that parameter. When I go back to in control and move across to the track that I want to control, now I have full control over those parameters as well. So we've seen how the Launchkey keyboard can control programs like Ableton Live, but Launchkey, through the powerful in control software, will let you control a whole variety of different DAWs. For example, here I have Cubase loaded up, and now full transport control over the DAW. I can use fast forward, rewind, I can hit the play button, let's make it work. Just stop, I can turn on a loop, and I can also hit record. What are you waiting for? This makes it really nice and easy for you to be able to record directly into your DAW without having to move away from the keyboard. Alongside the transport control, I also have my faders set up to automatically map and control the mixer. So as soon as I start to move the faders, I know that I can start to balance the sound very simply. My encoders at this point will also let me control the pan controls, allowing me to move the sound from left and right. Alongside these encoders and controls, I also have my keyboard, allowing me to play into the virtual instruments that you have in your DAW. So alongside being able to control your DAW software on either your PC or your Mac computer, the Launchkey range will also work with iPads. And alongside being able to control third-party iPad apps, we're able to provide you with a deep level of integration into the brand new Novation iPad apps. In order to connect the Launchkey to your iPad, you will need a camera connection kit, and so we just plug the USB cable into that, and then that goes into your iPad. The keyboard will then self-power directly from the iPad, so there is no power supply required at all to get this sort of configuration. Now if I open up the brand new Novation Launchkey app, which we have here, I now have the ability to control and play the synth. And we also give a number of parameter controls in the iPad app, and again my encoders will allow me to directly control these from the keyboard itself. This makes for a really nice tactile method of performance. The faders using the Launchkey app will also let me control the envelope and shaping of the sound. So here we'll have a long attack and a long release. We can access a number of presets by using the top row of drum pads, And so by changing these, we choose different sounds. The transport controls also allow me to control the arpeggiator and turn it on and off. I can also use the loop button here to latch the arpeggiator on. Another great function on the Launchkey is being able to use the drum pads to assign your favourite sounds. If I hold down the circle button here and then press one of the drum pads, it will automatically save that sound as a favourite in my presets, meaning I've always got instant access. So once we've got the Launchpad app open, with my in-control lights turned off on the in-control buttons here, I'm still controlling the Launchkey application. When I turn the in-control light buttons on, I will now be able to control the Launchpad app. So we'll see that we've got the orange lit pads here, and these show me that I've got things loaded into the clips within the Launchpad app. So I can trigger these, and then they'll turn green to show me that they're playing. I can then use the encoders to actually change the sound. So I can use a filter sweep on this first track here. We'll add some more to it. It gives me a deep level of control over the sounds. I can use the fast forward and rewind keys to move up and down. And also the faders over on this side to control the volumes of the tracks. I've also got access to the volume controls in the Launchpad app from the faders here. And again, if I turn the in control off, I can then access the parameters on the synth. If I want to control the parameters of the synth itself, I can turn the in control light off, and now I'll be accessing the Launchkey app itself. If I need to go back to the Launchpad app, I can just turn this back on, and then I've got full control over the Launchpad app. If I want to reach the effects within the Launchpad, I can press the red button here, and then if I turn it on the screen here, we can now see that these 16 drum pads represent the 16 pads at the bottom, and this gives us access to a whole range of stutter effects and filter effects.
Chris, thank you very, very much for bringing in the Launchkey. Fantastic product. I think it's going to be a big seller this year for us, absolutely. One thing I will say, guys, is that you won't actually pick this up on camera, obviously, but for the price point, the construction of this unit is impeccable.
Yeah, I think it's a really well built keyboard, and you know, we're really happy with it.
Yeah, I can't wait to actually get them installed. Chris, once again, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much, Steve.
And remember, guys, you can pre-order this direct from our website now on www.theacademysound.co.uk, or give us a ring, 01782 205 100.